Henderson here, and I'm so excited to bring to you today our member spotlight. Today I have Jill Lublin, who's here to have it. Sorry, as we are doing this new thing of highlighting some of the members in the Mingle community. Jill, so excited to have you today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here. So I'm a publicity expert and 4-time best-selling author, including Guerrilla Publicity. And my latest book is The Profit of Kindness. And I work with entrepreneurs to really help you get and gain visibility. And I run an intentional kindness community.
So one of the beautiful parts about the Mingle online community is we have the thought leaders, the change makers, the coaches, and the experts in our community, serving our community. So we are leveling up together. And a lot of them have their own communities as well. So you're not only tapped into just the Mingle community itself, but there are other people within their networks as well. So what I really love about being, a facilitator of a community like this is that it's not just the one community you're getting, but you're getting multiples. So I wanted to take a moment to ask Jill some questions since we have her here to see if we can pick her brain and learn a little bit more about what she does in PR. And the first question that I have is really, a lot of times people think they know about PR or like what it is PR, but the question that I have for you, I lost my questions here. Give me 1 second. The first question I have for you is, having great PR presence important in the first place?
Well, first of all, if you want to be found, you've got to have PR, right? I mean, this don't go bragging about you're the best kept secret. That is not something to be bragging about, but the power of what PR does is that it helps you get clients, creates prospects for you, gives you credibility, gives you visibility, gives you third-party endorsement so that others say, I've heard of you somewhere. And in today's world, that trust factor of being heard of, being seen, being thought as a thought leader in your field, whatever that is, or having somebody talking about you is very, very powerful. And particularly PR gives you what I like to call the 3 M's. It magnetizes you, it monetizes you, and it multiplies you. And honestly, without PR, who's going to find you?
So how do you use your own zone of genius when you're working with clients in PR?
Well, the reality is that I'm very focused on helping entrepreneurs to create that message, because the reality is you need a message that matters, and you need it to be something that comes out of you that's resonant, that's easy, that's replicatable, that you don't have to keep thinking about and making up each time somebody says, what do you do, right? And I think sometimes people feel like that deer in headlights, like, ooh, how should I answer this? I personally think that PR is created every time somebody sees you. You're doing PR, my friends, whether you want to or not. So let's get you on a right track. And the way that I help you is to create a visibility factor that's simple and easy, that has it be authentic for you, that keeps you connected to your message and who you are, and that additionally gives you real world strategies for how to get PR simply and easily. So I do this in my virtual interactive publicity boot camps that are mini camps basically. And I do it inside my Publicity Crash Course, all virtual programs. I love working with people virtually because I work with people from all over the world and in all time zones. So that's been really wonderful. And it's certainly a great way to work with any of you.
We have some comments already coming in. Hi, Jill and Monica, always still listen to you. I love that. So this is, like you were saying, if people don't know you exist, then what is it? And then Mark Siegel says, there is no not marketing. Exactly. You obviously have a bit of a following, and we have some friends in common, and they are tuning in and watching in. And if anybody else wants to kind of shout out to Jill, you absolutely can too. So the other question that I have for you, first of all, I love what you said about that like you're creating PR whether you think you are or not. And so I guess the question that I have is, can you, what can people expect when they work with a marketing and PR professional as opposed to how it works when they're doing it themselves?
Well, here's the thing. Listen, I've got more than 25 years worth of experience working with entrepreneurs, people just like you. And by the way, at all different levels in careers, it's okay if you're just transitioning to something new. You still need to be known and heard, right? It's okay if you're like 25 years into your business. The question is, what could you do next step to be reaching your next goal? And so one of the things I'm really good at, and I feel like it's almost a God-given talent, is the ability to translate people's messages. Because I think you need to look at, okay, so we want to reach a certain public, right? We want to relate to a certain public. You want to bring in certain prospects and clients. Excellent. What media are they looking at? How do we reach them? And then I have fabulous shortcuts to reach media, quick, simple, guerrilla publicity tactics that work easily and effortlessly for anyone and that are free. I do all this in my virtual publicity course. I do all this in my boot camp. We just get it done. And in fact, in my virtual boot camp now, I have people pitching media. Like, you get to actually hear from the media what works from them. And I have media expert panels, multiples of them, and interactive love seats, I like to call them, with me instead of hot seats, so that people can really find out, what do you need to know and what's going to help you in every moment moving forward. So I'm very practical, tactical. I think it's really important to have strategies in your pockets that work quickly, work simply, and that you can pull out. And then simple, chunkable. Like, I'm big on chunkable. That means 30 minutes a week. Give me 30 minutes a week, and I will give you right, proper public relations strategies that's going to drive your business, influence your profits, and frankly, get clients and prospects to your door. Not to mention the super great thing, and that is to create the "I've heard of you somewhere" syndrome and make your message easy to say anywhere, anytime. And that, my friends, accelerates your confidence. That's key to success. People get you, they know you, they want what you have because you know how to speak it so that it speaks to them.
You know, there are many entrepreneurs out there, right, who think that hiring someone to do their PR is expensive, right? I was like, I can't afford that. I'm just starting out. I have to pinch my pennies. I got to watch every dollar that's going out. And I personally believe that the more you circulate, the money that you do have to experts that can actually do that one part way faster and way less painless than you can, the faster you can get strength in your business. And so if you are watching this and if you have heard just a little snippet, I mean, we've only been talking for like 8 minutes. And already she's like dropped some pearls, and she's kind of like brought some wisdom and some funk and some flair to this conversation. But one of the things that I really love about the Mingle community, just in general, is how awesome the information is that's given already for free with people. And then when you pay them, you get above and beyond. And so if you are thinking about considering, you're balancing your dollars and you're trying to figure out whether or not it's time to actually hire someone to do your PR versus someone to teach you how to do some PR, what would be one of those markers you would want to have them watch for in that? And I know this wasn't a question that I gave you ahead of time, but I know you can answer this because you're amazing.
Well, here's the thing, Monica. Can I just tell you, I am one who's going to be your great value person, because the truth is, I am not going to do it for you. I'm going to empower you to get this done. Here's the reality. Listen, I owned a PR agency, and my fee 10 years ago was $5,000 a month. Okay. That isn't the case anymore. I do affordable publicity boot camps. I do affordable virtual publicity courses. I mean, affordable. Okay. Because I think it's really key for entrepreneurs to get your publicity done and do it in simple ways. And if you want to spend $5,000 a month, I will, be your guide to give you some great people to hire that I know are excellent. But I'll tell you something. I think that most of you can get things done in the guerrilla publicity way, in a way that's simple and easy and brings you value back, brings you dollars back, brings you clients back, and get your name out there in ways that people start talking about you and say, I should be in this Mingle community with Monica. I should get to know you as a business owner. That's what we want to do, is we want to multiply your name recognition and create that magnification of you so that you're monetizing your business. That's the 3 M's to think about with publicity. And I think for most of you, that's where you start right now to get your word out, to make your message matter.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And also, while you were talking, I was thinking, many times we think things are too hard or it's going to take too much time to do it. And what you're saying is it really doesn't take a whole lot of time. The little chunks that you're talking about, those 30-minute chunks, we have 30 minutes. Hey, we spend probably 30 minutes scrolling through Facebook. Let's be honest. We're going to be really truthful.
Of course you do.
But taking 30 minutes to just spend a little time to kind of start that PR strategy is really great. Now, what is the next boot camp or thing that people can connect with you on? I know you probably have something coming up right away, as you are one of the busiest people in our community and constantly having things going. What is the next thing that someone can actually tap into in your PR boot camps and things of that sort?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, just come on to my challenge. I got a cool challenge coming right up. And that would be a great thing. And I'll post it in the chat, and you can maybe let people know. That would be great. But I do have a great challenge coming up. It's a publicity challenge. It's only $1. You're going to get great publicity tips right there. And you go to jilllublin.com/challenge. That's real simple, right? And maybe Monica, you can put that out there too.
Absolutely. So Jill Lublin.com/challenge. I'm going to put that out there. And you can actually get started did you say $1?
Did I tell you affordable? Yes, I said $1.
Okay, so essentially everyone who is not actually going to your website right now to get that $1 challenge is essentially making excuses for themselves of why they can't get their name out there. Because I know there's a lot of people who are like, well, the algorithms really suck, and I keep trying to put posts out there, and I don't know how to do it. And it sounds like you have the hacks that we are all looking for to be able to get around some of that stuff. So I'm excited, super excited.
You.
Going right now